Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Critisims Dogs, the podcast series where we review certain new movie releases. I'm Alpha.
I'm Beta.
And I am Captain America.
Gamma, I thought we talked about this before. No more MCU references when starting the show.
Yeah, and plus, what you said isn't even a saying in the MCU.
Oh, okay. I'm Gamma.
As I was saying, in today's episode, we will be discussing the latest MCU movie, Captain America: Brave New World. But before we begin, we must warn you all that we will be going into big spoilers for the film. So, if you hate it when things get ruined for you, then you should probably avoid this review until you actually get to see the movie.
Oh, and as always, we will be talking about the movie aspect by aspect.
Right. So you can easily just jump to a certain part of the review by clicking on the corresponding timestamp in the description box below.
Exactly, Gamma. Now, with all that being said, boys, assemble. Captain America: Brave New World is set a few years after both Avengers Endgame and the Disney Plus series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. In the movie, Thaddeus Ross is now the newly elected President of the United States. But shortly after his inauguration, he is suddenly almost killed by Korean War veteran Isaiah Bradley, as well as some other people with guns. After the incident, Bradley and all the other perpetrators said that they have zero memory of what they tried to do. Despite their pleas, the government has Bradley imprisoned. In an attempt to save him from a death penalty, Bradley's friend, Sam Wilson, aka the new Captain America, and his people Joaquin Torres go on a mission to clear Bradley's name and unravel the mystery behind a conspiracy involving President Ross. Okay, so seeing as this is another Marvel movie, why don't we start out by getting the already obvious praises out of the way first?
Sure, great idea, Alpha. So, first of all, the CGI and visual effects in Captain America 5?
It's number 4, Beta.
Thank you. Captain America 4 are pretty solid.
Yeah, and the same thing could be said about the performances. Not one actor seemed to be lost in their roles.
I agree with both of those points, boys. Alright, so now that we have all those typical stuff out of the way, let's now start talking about other things that we liked about Captain America 4.
Right. So, firstly, I do give the film credit that unlike a lot of other recent Marvel movies, it actually manages to organically weave events from other films in the franchise into its story. They aren't just there to be simple fan service.
Yeah, and also, this may be the most consistent MCU movie we have had since Endgame. You know, since there is almost no retconning or continuity damage control.
That's a really good point there, Beta. Captain America does seem like the first cohesive MCU film we've had in ages. Alright, that's enough positives. Let's now talk about what we do not like about Captain America: Brave New World. As fun as this film was, at the same time, it does feel pretty uninspired and generic, especially when you place it next to other MCU films. The biggest case comes when you compare it to Captain America: The Winter Soldier from 2014.
What do you mean by that, Alpha?
Well, Beta, this film has so many similarities to The Winter Soldier, so much so that it wouldn't be too much of an unfair thing to say it's kind of an inferior copy of that film.
Well then, what are some of those similarities, Alpha?
Well, both movies feature some kind of secret evil conspiracy that is related to politics and corruption. Both movies feature someone personal to the main character as one of the bad guys, and both movies involve some form of mind control. More on that later.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, me too. Captain America 4 does seem to be stealing a lot from Captain America 3.
It's the second one, Gamma.
Oh, sorry. Captain America 2, I mean.
Now look who's messy up now.
Beta, stop making fun of me.
Okay, sorry, Gam. I was just having some fun. That's all.
Anyway, the other big problem with this film has to do with the mind control plotline.
Yeah, I didn't really like how none of the heroes even acknowledged the mind control, acting as if mind control is a new thing to this universe.
Yeah, like that, as if that Bucky Barnes guy never got brainwashed into being the Winter Soldier, or how there isn't even a literal Infinity Stone revolving all around mind control. Oh, and who cannot forget the Red Room from the Black Widow movie?
Yeah, that is exactly my point there, boys. Captain America 4 acts like mind control is new to the MCU when it really isn't, which makes zero sense. It's like the filmmakers are talking down to its fanbase in order to get away with its incohesive storytelling, assuming we are stupid enough to not notice this big plot hole. In conclusion, Captain America Brave New World is not as bad as many fans claim it is.
Yeah, on the one hand, it's not boring, has great performances, and has some of the better fan service utilization.
But on the other hand, the film has a storyline that feels like a clone of an older and better Marvel film. Plus, there are some aspects of the plot that seems to assume that fans won't notice its holes.
If you and or your family and friends enjoy this movie, then good for you. But we personally were not that impressed, and we do expect some more effort and story consistency on Marvel's part. Well, boys, it's stamping time. We are going to give Captain America Brave New World a B+.
Oh, really? I was thinking it would be a little lower than that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it is what it is, boys. Anyway, that about wraps up this episode of our podcast review show. So, now it's your turn. What did you think of Captain America Brave New World? Did you like it or not, and why? Let us know in the comments below. We'd honestly love to hear your takes. And if you enjoy this podcast review, then feel free to like,
Subscribe!
And or share.
We are the Critisims Dogs, signing out.
Peace.
Now, if you excuse us, we now have to go and prepare ourselves for the Oscars.
Yeah, I even get to meet Oscar Isaac, the Lord of the Oscars.
Beta, Oscar Isaac is not the Lord of the Oscars.